Welcome back, wrestling fans, to Wainsider, where we dive deep into the heart of the WWE Universe, peeling back layers to reveal the raw, human truth behind the drama. Tonight, we confront a story that's rocked the wrestling world, fired on the spot. Triple H terminates Bron Breakker after shocking attack on Adam Pearce. Asterisk, this isn't just about a firing, it's a saga of power, betrayal, and a family legacy teetering on the edge. Feel the tension rise as we unravel the Bloodline's emotional history in a moment that could shatter their dynasty forever. The Bloodline's story is one of dominance, a dynasty built on the Anoa family's unyielding strength. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, ruled with a 1,316-day Universal Championship reign, flanked by the Usos, Jey and Jimmy, and later Solo Sikoa, with Paul Heyman's cunning as their guide. Their power was unmatched, a force that reshaped WWE. But beneath the surface, silent resentment brewed, a pressure to uphold the family's name that weighed heavy on every member, threatening to fracture their unity. Roman's reign demanded absolute loyalty, a mandate that came at a cost. Jey Uso, the heart of the Usos, felt it first, his 2020 rebellion against Roman a cry for individuality. Jimmy, torn between brother and cousin, stood by Naomi, his wife, as his anchor. The X platform captured fans' unease, posts dissecting Roman's cold commands, Jey's defiance, and Jimmy's quiet struggle. The Bloodline was a fortress, but its walls hid cracks, each member grappling with their role in a legacy that demanded everything. Please like, share and subscribe for more WWE content. Solo Sikoa, the youngest, emerged as the enforcer, his loyalty to Roman unwavering but his ambition burning. The addition of Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu in 2024 signaled a new bloodline, one that pushed Jey further out and strained Jimmy's allegiance. The X platform buzzed with speculation. Fans sensed Solo's hunger for power, a silent resentment toward Roman's control. The family's unity, once their strength, was now a fragile thread, stretched thin by pride and pressure. Bron Breakker, not of the Anoa blood but tied to wrestling royalty as Rick Steiner's son, entered the fray as a wildcard. His main roster debut in 2024 was explosive, his spear a reminder of his Hall of Fame pedigree. But his alliance with Paul Heyman's Vision faction, alongside Bronson Reed, placed him in the Bloodline's orbit. The X platform whispered of Bron's frustration, his raw power overshadowed by the Bloodline's dominance, a resentment that simmered beneath his brash exterior. The backstage dynamics were a storm waiting to break. Roman, battling health concerns post-leukemia, leaned on Solo to enforce his will, but Solo's eyes were on the throne. Jey, now a solo star, distanced himself, his yeet persona a rejection of the tribal chief's shadow. Jimmy, caught in the middle, felt the strain, his loyalty to Naomi clashing with the family's demands. The X platform shared leaks of tense confrontations, the Bloodline's unity unraveling as new alliances formed. Heyman's role was pivotal, his shift from Roman's Wiseman to the mastermind of the Vision, a betrayal that stung deep. Bron, under Heyman's guidance, became a weapon, his attacks on Roman and Jey a message to the Bloodline, their reign was vulnerable. The X platform speculated wildly, fans pointing to Heyman's cryptic posts, hinting at a power grab. The pressure on the Bloodline wasn't just internal, it was a war with those who sought to tear them down. Naomi, tied to the Bloodline through Jimmy, felt the ripple effects. Her 2025 Women's World Championship win at Evolution was a triumph, but her battles with Nia Jax, another Anoa cousin, exposed the family's fractures. Nia's taunts, mocking Naomi's place in the dynasty, were a personal slight, a betrayal of blood. The X platform captured fans' outrage, their #JusticeForNaomi hashtag a cry for respect, as the Bloodline's silence on Nia's actions deepened the wound. The locker room was a battlefield of loyalties. Bianca Belair, Naomi's tag team partner, stood by her, their bond alight in the chaos. But others, like Tiffany Stratton, aligned with Nia, their smirks a subtle jab at the Bloodline's faltering grip. Wrestlers whispered about Bron's reckless ambition, his attacks on stars like Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov in 2024 a sign of a man unchained. The X platform buzzed with clips of Bron's spears, fans torn between awe and fear of his destructive path. Adam Pearce, Raw's general manager, was the voice of order in this chaos. His history with Bron was tense, fines, suspensions, and pleas for control in 2024, as Bron left bodies in his wake. Pearce's Instagram video, calling Bron a dog-faced gremlin, was a desperate appeal to his potential, but Bron's defiance only grew. The X platform shared Pearce's frustration, fans debating whether he could tame the untamable, a man driven by resentment and ambition. The stage was set for a moment that would change everything. On Raw, August 18, 2025, the Bloodline's drama collided with Bron's chaos in a way no one saw coming. The arena was electric, fans chanting for Jey Uso as he faced Bron in an Extreme Rules match, Roman in his corner. The match was brutal, a clash of legacies, but it was what happened after that sent the WWE Universe into a frenzy, a moment that would redefine the Bloodline's story. As Jey stood victorious, Bron's rage erupted. He charged the ring, spearing Jey, then turning his fury on Adam Pearce, who'd rushed to intervene. Bron's spear sent Pearce crashing through a barricade, his body limp as officials scrambled. The X platform exploded, clips of the attack spreading with hashtags like #BronFired, fans stunned by the brutality. Triple H, face grim, stormed out, his voice booming, "You're done, Bron." The firing was immediate, a climax that shook the arena. The aftermath was a storm of emotion. Jimmy, watching backstage, clenched his fists, his loyalty to the Bloodline clashing with his rage at Bron's actions. Naomi, by his side, wept, her championship reign overshadowed by the family's turmoil. The X platform shared grainy footage of Jimmy confronting Heyman, his voice breaking, "You made him a monster." Heyman's smirk was a betrayal, his Vision faction a dagger in the Bloodline's heart. Backstage, the locker room was divided. Cody Rhodes, a friend to Jey, rallied for Pearce, his anger at Bron palpable. Others, like Bronson Reed, stood by Bron, their loyalty to Heyman's vision a new factional divide. The X platform buzzed with whispers of Bron's defiance, insiders claiming he'd refused to apologize, his resentment toward Pearce's authority a fire that burned too hot. The scandal was a wound to WWE's order, a betrayal of its structure. Roman's silence was the loudest blow. As the tribal chief, his failure to control Bron, a pawn in Heyman's game, was a crack in his armor. The X platform debated his leadership, fans questioning if the Bloodline could survive. Jey, battered but standing, spoke on Raw, his voice raw, "This ain't family, Roman. This is chaos." His words were a rebellion, a call for a new path, free from the pressure that broke them. Naomi's pain was personal. Her bond with Jimmy was her strength, but the Bloodline's fractures tested their love. She confided in Bianca, her voice trembling, "I thought we were family." Bianca's embrace was a lifeline, their friendship a counterpoint to the betrayal. The X platform shared Naomi's cryptic post, a glowing heart emoji, a sign of her resilience amidst the storm. The health crisis of Pearce's condition added weight. Insiders reported a concussion, his recovery uncertain, fueling fan outrage on the X platform. Hashtags like #ProtectPearce trended, fans demanding justice for a man who'd tried to keep order. Bron's firing was a response, but it felt hollow to some, a reaction to a system that pushed stars like Bron to the edge, their ambition a double-edged sword. The Bloodline's legacy was at a crossroads. Roman's reign, once untouchable, was now questioned, his silence a failure to protect his family. Jey's rise as a solo star, Jimmy's loyalty to Naomi, and Solo's ambition pulled the family apart. The X platform buzzed with fans' hopes for reconciliation, but also fear that the dynasty was crumbling, its power eroded by betrayal and resentment. The fans were the Bloodline's heartbeat. At SmackDown, they chanted, "Yeet." For Jey, "Glow." For Naomi, their love a counterpoint to the chaos. Signs reading, "Bloodline forever," mixed with, "Bron must pay," a testament to their divided hearts. The X platform shared tributes to the family's glory, Roman's spear, Jey's superkick, Naomi's moonsault, memories of a dynasty that still burned bright. Triple H's decision to fire Bron was a statement, but it sparked debate. Was it justice, or a desperate move to control a spiraling narrative? The X platform shared leaks of Bron's defiance, his refusal to bow to authority a mirror to the Bloodline's own struggles. Wrestlers like Sami Zayn spoke out, their promos laced with respect for Pearce, a man caught in the crossfire of ambition and legacy. Naomi's return to the ring was a defiance of pain. On SmackDown, August 22, 2025, she faced Io Sky, her glow reignited. Jimmy stood ringside, his love a shield. Her promo was raw. "This family won't break me." The crowd roared, their support a promise to stand by her, a rejection of the betrayal that sought to dim her light. The Bloodline's future was uncertain. Roman's leadership, once a beacon, was now a question mark, his silence a wound to those who'd fought for him. Jay's path, Jimmy's loyalty, and Solo's hunger were threads pulling in different directions. Braun's firing was a ripple, a reminder that power without trust is fragile, a lesson the Bloodline was learning the hard way. The locker room felt the shift. Bianca and Bayley rallied for Naomi, their bond a new family in the wreckage. Others, like Reed, plotted with Heyman, their vision a challenge to the Bloodline's reign. The X platform captured the divide, fans debating who would rise, who would fall, in a WWE reshaped by betrayal and ambition. This story is about more than a firing, it's about blood, trust, and the cost of power. Braun's attack, the Bloodline's fractures, and Naomi's resilience are a mirror to our own battles with loyalty and betrayal. The Anoa legacy is eternal, but it's forged in pain, tested by broken trust, and carried by those who refuse to bow. Thank you for joining us, for feeling this with us, for standing with the Bloodline. Hold your family close, fight through the betrayal, and never let the fire of your legacy fade. Until next time, keep the faith.